somewhere in the Highlands. It is blinking freezing. So I think I've completely lost track. Yeah, it's the 1st of August today. So here we go. It's incredibly cloudy and windy, and there's a lot of rain about, but I'm doing my best, and I'm here. Can't remember the name of the loch. It's Loch Ben Argyll or something like that. But anyway, the most important thing is that mountain there is Stac Pollaidh. So it's quite a iconic mountain. You've probably seen images of it before, and I've travelled up the glen with Una and the dog to get some images, and my plan was to take some images from the other side because the sun is over the other side of the mountain, but it's so cloudy that it doesn't really matter at the moment. So came up the glen alongside the loch, and I'm now looking at a panorama this way, and it's quite moody. There's rain over there in that valley, it's blown across that way, there's kind of grey clouds. So and I've got this kind of foreground of rocks on the loch, and I've got a coat and a jacket on. And the dog's trying to pull Una off into the water. So what I'm looking at here is, this is the first of kind of my series of, just undo my tripod a little bit, I'm going to go like this and work my way across. So I'm going to do that now. I've already focused, I'm on f16, I've already focused on Stac Pollaidh, so I'm going to take one there. I imagine this one there, I imagine this might one there be one of those kind of black and white shots, but the reason I went quite quickly then is because the rain is moving across. I can see the rain moving across, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to refocus and just take an image with Stac Pollaidh more central. So bear with me while I'll put the camera down and then I'll refocus, but I won't turn off, but I'll be back in a sec. So there's a little break there. So what I've done is I've refocused, I've zoomed in a little bit. I've still got my focus on Stac Pollaidh, but I'm going to just undo my tripod a little bit. I'm going to do that, and just, this is, I'm almost certain this will be a, just trying to get my thing right on Stac Pollaidh. This will be a kind of 3x1 panorama, because I quite like, just get that bit, so that's 4, so I quite like the kind of letterbox view along there, but the clouds aren't really helping me. When I was setting up, there was some quite nice bits of light popping out, and I'm going to mention the weather forecast again. Once again, the weather forecast said sunny spells. I don't know where the sunny spells are. Hello, mate. Hello, matey. Oslo wants to come and come on. Hey, mate. You've probably not seen Oslo since he was a puppy. There he is. Hello, bud. Right, don't knock the camera over. Right, I'm going to wait for some sun. See you soon. The weather's not really playing ball. The little glimpses of sun that I had have disappeared. So, well, interestingly, I can see a little bit of blue sky over my shoulder, but I think it's travelling in the wrong direction. So, sorry, I've come down onto the beach. It's quite rocky, so I'm trying to get a stable footing. So there is, I don't know if you're able to see it, there's a bit of blue sky up there, but that doesn't do me any good because the sun is somewhere behind those clouds. So I've come down onto the beach to try and get a composition with these rocks. So there's a sweep of the bay with kind of rocks leading down into the kind of mouth of the valley and towards the mountains. And it's best described at the moment as moody. also described as grey. I'll show you the composition I've got at the moment. So I'll brighten that up. So these rocks here, I've got just on my rule of thirds there, and then I've got kind of the rocks of the bay. Just you'll notice in that rule of thirds. But it's so grey that the only thing that is going to turn into is a kind of black and white, if I'm lucky. If I'm not lucky, it'll go straight in the bin. I'm a little bit unhappy about the amount of water in the image. So it's like 2/3 of the image was water, but I've done that because there's no interest in the sky at the moment. So is that blue moving in the right direction? So it seems to be. No, says Una. It seems to be going that way. But we'll hang around and see. Oslo's enjoying himself anyway. So let's keep our fingers crossed that that blue goes over that way. I've come along the glen, so you can see the mountain there, and I was previously down the other end of the glen looking at the back of Stac Pollaidh. So driven along the glen and looking back and working on a composition. Bit of a cliche maybe, but cliches sometimes sell well. So you might be able to see actually, it's a bit of blue sky, so what I'm hoping for is a bit of light, but I'll show you the cliche I'm working on. So I've got the road here leading round, takes the eye round to the mountain. The cliche is I've got this passing place sign here. They're classic kind of Scottish single track road passing places. So what I'm hoping for, and just a few minutes ago, I'm not going to take an image at the moment because it's still too dark. A few minutes ago there was some light shining through a hole in the cloud onto this mountain. So what I'm hoping is to get some light shining onto Stac Pollaidh, and then I'll take the image with the passing place sign in, but then I'll kind of recompose without the sign in. So I'll do one with and one without, but it's a question of getting that light shining through. But it's quite a mosaic of blue sky now, so let's keep our fingers crossed we get a beam of light shining in the right place. Una and the dog have come back. They just seem to be just walking. The dog loves a bit of an explore, so hopefully get a bit of light shining on there. Just keep my fingers crossed. Blue sky's all gone apart from a tiny little bit up there, and I haven't got any light at all on the mountain Stac Pollaidh, so I think I will call it a day. Well, call it a morning. I still think it's only about 8:15 or something in the morning, and have to come back another day. So although it's very atmospheric, but it's just too grey to create anything of much use. So I've taken a few images where I've done a double exposure, one on the sky and one on the mountain, but it's it needs a bit of light, and by the looks of it I'm not going to get it. It's just so the sun's kind of up there, so if I got a little bit of blue sky, it'd be great, but blue sky's closed away. In fact, it's getting cloudier, so nice, it looks nice, but so I think I'll call it a day and come back when there's definitely going to be a bit of sun, maybe first thing in the morning or of an evening. I think first thing in the morning would be better because the sun comes up in that direction, whereas it goes down over there. So there's always another opportunity.